something. 10 men, 20 men, 30 men. That boo was something. 10 men, 20 men, 30 men. Yeah, drink 'em up. Yeah.
You know what it is, man? DJ Thoro, a.k.a. Thorozano, Brace to the Streets. Right now, you're watching the hottest in the streets. We live from Detroit now. This is the Detroit edition, man. I got some special guests in the building. Introduce yourself.
Dawgface Calderon, bro.
Okay.
Helluva.
He's a hell of a guy. Helluva, right? How'd you get that name?
Just being a hell of a guy.
Just been, see, I'm psychic, man. I'm already doing good. I'm psychic. So, let's talk about why we here, man. What you guys got going on and what we promoting, what we doing?
Promoting all kinds of shit, bro.
Okay.
I'm Dawgface, like I said before.
Right.
I'm all things management, marketing, advertising, promotion.
Okay.
I'm a Helluva, the champion of Detroit sound.
Okay.
All the success that you see artists having.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say all of it. That you see success having as far as the new sound
The
in
new
Detroit.
sound, right.
Is him.
It's him.
Yeah.
So basically, he's the sound
He
of Detroit.
trailblazer.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't really claim that. I think I played a big part in it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of contributors to the Detroit sound and where the city is headed as a whole.
Right. Now, this three-headed monster situation we're hearing about, you want to explain that to me? What is that about?
Well, the three-headed monster situation is Helluva,
Okay.
Flosslot, and myself. When it comes to like moving the sound, representing the sound, being ambassadors of the sound of Detroit, not just in Detroit, but across the country, and for him, across the world.
Right.
We're three of the most influential people
Right.
in the city of Detroit,
Right.
period. When phone calls come in about whatever it is as it relates to music,
Right.
one of us three gonna get that phone call.
Right. Right. Now, Helluva, let's run down your discography for people that may not be familiar with you. Name some of the tracks you've done, or some of the artists, not even the tracks, some of the artists you work with.
Some of the artists.
Yeah, that you've produced for.
Now, when we talk about Detroit, I would have to just say, like,
I'm just saying in general, it doesn't have to be
basically
Detroit.
everybody in Detroit. Like, I look at all the up and coming rappers like my little bros, like from Cash Out Doughboys to Icewear Vezo, who I met when he was 14. I think I met Babyface Ray when he was about 15. I met T Grizzly when he first got out of jail, and we did First Day Out. But as far as like industry, I've been moving around. Meg Thee Stallion, Kodak Black. That's just a couple of names.
Right. 42 Doug.
42 Doug.
Right.
That's somebody else who I had a helping hand in the start of his career.
Right. Now, how do you feel about the success Detroit artists have been having?
It's like a dream come true to me because, like, I never thought we would get to that point. At some point, I used to feel like, man, we ain't never gonna get on. None of the rappers ever gonna get on.
Right.
So at some point, we just started being fans of our own music.
Right,
You know,
right.
we got Eminem, we got Royce, Big Sean. We got some heavy hitters from here, Days Low, but
Right.
you know, like there was like just a few to just make it through the cracks.
Right.
But now it's like everybody at least getting a listen,
Right.
getting an eye put
Right.
on.
Now, I've been up on Detroit hip hop for a long time because I don't know if you're familiar with one of my family members, T Stuckey.
Okay. Detroit legend.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Yeah.
So he used to always bring me tapes from WGLB back in the days with the DJ was the Wizard or whatever.
Right.
So I said on to say this. My first experience with Detroit hip hop was a guy named Awesome Dre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how far
back you go.
But it's so crazy
You know
back
what I mean?
then, they ain't really play us on the radio. That's crazy that you T Stuckey cousin though, because that's a straight up.
Right. No, that's my cousin, T Stuckey.
Yeah.
And then I know like where I'm from, like I'm from New York, so we like spitters. Like Detroit is I always say I hold people from Detroit to a different standard.
Okay.
Like, cause niggas can spit. You know what I mean? Like
So that means a lot coming from somebody from New York,
Right.
from the Mecca.
No,
you know what I mean?
and I say that because I don't know how y'all deem these people, but just like on the outside looking in, like niggas like Elzai, Royce the 5'9", Black Milk, like spit niggas that spit. You know what I mean? Like that's like in New York, that's who niggas, you know, they look up
They
to.
gravitate
They
towards.
gravitate to that. You know what I mean?
So
Obviously,
Detroit,
there's more people.
You got like it's
Right.
like two sides. We got like a real hip hop
Hip-
scene,
Right.
Yeah, we got a real street scene.
It's a real street scene. It's the same in New York. They used to call it the backpack scene.
Yeah, for sure.
But it wasn't really, niggas wasn't really backpackers. They just was.
Well, I don't think they like the term.
Yeah, nobody.
backpacker.
They didn't like that because they like
They call them backpackers. They might
nerdy shit.
Right.
You might
They
get
made
a
it like they're a nerd. Like
nerd.
they
You might
would
get a
call.
verse full.
Right. They would call like Black Moon in New York. They would call Black Moon backpack, but Jay-Z street shit. You know what I mean? But they was both talking about the same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, so this leads me to my next question. Does Detroit have a sound now? Like, is there a Detroit sound when you hear it like, oh, that's some Detroit shit?
Yeah, I think the hood done took it over.
Right,
Because we got a sound now that people can identify with.
right,
Because before it wasn't like you could just deem Eminem to like one sound.
right,
Or Royce or Big Sean. But now it's like we got a specific sound that you can be like, oh, that's a Detroit beat. Or you can go on YouTube and you can find a Detroit type beat. Or
right,
energy type beat, you know, a plant type beat. Like,
right. Now, do you have a problem, like a lot of producers, they don't have range. They make one type of sound. Do you have an issue with artists coming to you saying, yo, make me a beat like that? Just
No, I don't have an issue with that, but they have an issue when they might hear me do something else and they be like, bro, you ain't play nothing for me like that. And I'll be like, okay, you wanted this.
Yeah, you
like,
asked
well, I
for
didn't know
that.
you could do that. Well,
Right.
Shit, do your research then.
Now, in terms of range, is there anything you couldn't do musically? Like, could you produce, like, could you go outside of your comfort zone, so to speak?
Definitely. Like,
Right.
I'm into Afro, pop music,
Right.
R&B, like anything.
Right.
I like rock music. I'm all over the place.
Well, being a producer, I would hope so. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Like when I be in the car with somebody, and I might be listening to like some coffee, you know what I'm
Right.
talking about,
Mhm.
overseas, and they be like, just expecting me to get in the car and just be listening
Right.
to
Hip-hop shit.
No,
no
it's,
effort.
it's funny you say that because I'm a DJ. I DJ 50 Cent, Wu-Tang Clan, and all that. But my favorite music is 80s rock and roll.
Man, there's something about it, ain't it?
It's just like it's like mad shit on there. Like if you're a producer,
Man,
like it's mad
that
breaks, mad
era, I
drums.
think is like one of the best eras
Right.
of music. Like I like movies that deal with 80s rock.
Right.
Like everything that got to do with it, the nostalgia of it is just like,
Right.
I love it. 80s
Right.
rock. I'm
Now-
from that era.
Now, growing up in Detroit, what was your first experience of hip hop? Like how did you get into it?
Well, I was real young when I started listening to hip hop, and like we used to have a show called The Scene,
Okay.
and people used to be on there like performing and dancing, and I used to watch TV and see. I would have to probably go back all the way to like Crush Groove,
Crush
like
Groove,
all,
you hip-hop,
all the
baby.
movies was like
Right.
that was my hip hop influence.
Right.
And I remember I told my sister when I was little, I said, when I grow up, I'm gonna be a rapper. And she was like, well, ain't gonna be no rap when you grow up.
Right.
Like it was just a phase, and now it's just like taking over the world. You got Asian rappers, Indian rappers, all UK drill. You got everything going
Right.
on.
Right. Now, where did you get your passion from to, want to link city to city, and gather all these artists and show Detroit and show artists what they could be outside of Detroit? Like, where did you get that passion from?
I mean, when I got in the music business, brother, to tell you the truth, in terms of the behind the scenes people, the managers,
Those are the ones that make all the
A&Rs.
money, by the way.
Yeah, exactly, right?
In case you didn't know.
I got into it and I was rapping at first, and I quickly realized that, cause I did some time in the penitentiary. When I came home, I was like older than everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
First time I
came-
seen you was rapping.
Yeah, but I quickly realized that I'm talking about some different shit. You know what I mean? My era and their era is different, so it's like a young man's sport, so to speak.
So to speak.
There's no age to it. If you can rhyme, you can rhyme.
I'm glad you
If you
said
can make
that.
a hit, you can make a hit.
Right.
But in my thought process, I was like, man, I'd probably be better with my personality. I'd probably be better situated behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
So when I went behind the scenes, I was looking around. I was studying the game. I was looking at people who were calling themselves the top managers, the top A&Rs, and blah blah blah. And I was like, these motherfuckers, what the fuck they talking about? You know what they doing? These niggas rated the XXL and the Source, and the Vibe, and now they calling themselves the top this, the top of that, right? So I was asking questions, doing research. Floss was one of my early mentors in terms of like getting behind the scenes.
Right.
And I quickly realized that one of the problems that a lot of artists have, not just in Detroit, but all across the country, is they only think about where they're at. Just because you're from a particular city, I don't mean that's where you're gonna get hot at first, man. You might be from Detroit, but you might have a sound that's more playable, more conducive to Memphis or St. Louis or Florida or Arkansas or something,
Right.
but you'll never know it if you don't go.
Right.
So I said that my whole philosophy is that as a manager, I need to accumulate as much knowledge and as many contacts and networking contacts as I possibly can.
Right.
Because in my thought process is, as a manager, you're only as good as what you can make happen for your client.
Right.
If they can do if they can do everything you can do, what the fuck they need you for?
Exactly.
So I sought out to network in terms of opening up the door because I was just like, bro.
One thing I can say about Dawg is like I done been to a few cities with him, and like if you didn't know, you would think he was from there just by how many people he know,
Right,
how
right.
many people he can
Networking
call,
skills on
and
point.
how many doors he can get you in. Like you would
Yeah.
think he'd be from there.
I was gonna say, just meeting him in a short time, he remind me of a Dame Dash.
Yeah, I'm on some
Like-
dang
like
dad
the way-
shit.
no,
I'm making
no.
it happen.
No,
No, for
no,
real
no,
shit.
for real.
I respect
The
Dame because
energy-
Dame a hustler.
Dame's, and I know Dame's an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, no, for real.
I'm an asshole too, bro.
No, for real.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
for real. He's a, but it's business like.
A result-driven asshole.
Yeah, right. He's not
Yeah.
like disrespectful asshole, but
Right.
he's like a no nonsense. Like, yo, we gonna do this or not? Like, he's about business and,
Right.
and helping develop artists and producers and making sure they
Right.
don't get cheated and get what they're supposed to get. Really
Yeah.
over
My
contracts.
favorite
Don't need
video
no
of
money,
Dame
you know what I mean?
Dash is when he was in that Rockefeller meeting with Devin.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's no acting. That's Dame.
Mm.
That's Dame.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's definitely Dame, man. He's like he's perseverance. He's like he cares about his artists. You know what I mean? Like, and you kind of strike me.
I mean, that's the way it is, bro. Because the whole thing is, as I went behind the scenes as a manager, my thing is, the more contacts, connections I have, the more influence I have outside the city,
Right.
the more I'm able to help whatever client I represent. You
Right.
know what I mean?
And you said something that was just interesting. When you said just where you're from, that doesn't mean that's where you're gonna get.
No, you gotta
get
move
on it.
around.
That's very true. Where you're from doesn't necessarily mean that's where
You
you're
gotta
gonna
move
get.
around.
Thug definitely is a prodigy.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta move around, bro. Pure
Right.
simple as that. A lot of guys didn't have that concept, so I started moving around early.
Right.
And people, when I was moving around and traveling, people didn't understand
Right.
until I was able to put together independent concerts and put together radio interviews and get songs moving in different markets outside the city of Detroit. And they was wondering how I was able to do it.
Right.
I was moving around.
So
I was doing good business.
So let's say a young up and coming artist is checking this out or producer, and they want to get with you. What do you look for in terms of wanting to work with somebody?
Man, I wish you would start with him first on that shit, bro, because I done had some experiences, right? So it's like I look for rhyming ability, right? But I also know that we're in this the time that we're living in now. It ain't really even about how dope you are as a lyricist. It's about, are you sellable, right? Do you have something about yourself that we can use as a marketing tool to blow you up? Because the top rhymers, the dopest rhymers are not necessarily the biggest stars in the industry.
I gotta stop you there. That's not true.
Uh-huh.
Kendrick Lamar,
Oh, he dope. He a superstar.
J. Cole.
Yeah, but
It's disproportionately.
I
It's
got you.
disproportionately.
I
So
got
let
you.
me- so
But
let me
he's
tell
saying
you.
So listen right here. Listen right
But
here.
I get what you're
So
saying.
let's say-
You're right though.
Let's
You
say,
are right.
Let's say we in Detroit right now, right?
Right.
Let me tell you about how Detroit work, right? Let's say if
So
we
we
got
talking about a few-
okay,
okay,
so
go ahead.
Supreme. Good
Oh, no,
point,
you gotta
though.
have some shit to
No,
show
good
in
point.
Detroit.
Good point, though. Good point. But I'm gonna roll with you. But he just right. So let's just say we in Detroit. So J. Cole or Yo Gotti, who's the superior lyricist?
J. Cole.
Okay.
Always.
So, okay.
In terms of lyricism.
Kendrick Lamar and
I know where
2
you're going.
Chainz.
I know where you're
Who's
going
the
with
superior lyricist?
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, no doubt.
I know
No,
where you're
no
going.
doubt, right?
I know where you're
But
going.
if you put J. Cole at the Masonic Temple
Right.
and you put 2 Chainz at the Fox,
I
all
get
the
it.
bitches going to, right?
It's two different types.
Two
of
different
music.
demographics,
And
right?
Graphics.
That's why I get you.
And taste.
I get you. Yeah, I'm a
Right.
gutter nigga.
Let me
Right.
tell
So
you
I'm
something
coming
about
gutter
Cole
with
though.
this shit.
And
Right.
this happened Monday. Cole sold out Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Monday.
That's stadium type
And
shit.
nobody knew
Yeah.
he was gonna be there. And I'm
Right.
talking
Yeah.
about wasn't a seat available.
Yeah, that's a
in.
mega star shit, right? So we understand how that
Yeah.
star shit go.
No,
but
I
my
get it.
point is that
But none of the people who gonna run to see 2 Chainz, they
Yeah.
didn't even know he was
they ain't
there.
know he was there.
Right.
You hear me?
But
So
he
they-
sold that bitch out.
Yeah, I'm a mega star.
And in most cases, J. Cole fans are not necessarily 2
2
Chainz
Chainz
fans,
fans
and 2
and vice
Chainz fans
versa.
are not necessarily
Yeah, it's
J.
different.
Cole fans.
You
So it's
expect
different
things.
demographics. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
so it's
But
like,
R&B,
Yeah.
like, look, what I look for in an artist might be stuff outside of music,
Right.
outside of rap.
Yeah.
I might look to see that you're a good person, that you're a good
Yeah.
father, that you loyal, that you got humility. You know
Right.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that says something
the
about
thing
you.
that I look for.
Yeah, when I first got into the business, bro, I was looking for just raw talent. And I quickly realized that some of the most talented motherfuckers, man, are not necessarily the most loyal people. They're not necessarily the most the easiest people to work with and deal with.
No, you're right.
And then sometimes the talent go to their head, and then they will cross you in a heartbeat.
Right.
So, you know.
Well, if you got paperwork, you know, you're
Man,
good.
let me tell you something about paperwork, right? Let's just say if I had him signed, and I'm putting my money behind him, but he does something to run afoul of me.
Right.
If he ain't made it yet, he ain't producing no bread yet,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not finna keep on putting no money into him, even though I got paper, so that paperwork don't mean shit to me.
Right.
It don't mean shit because I'm still in the process of building him as an artist.
Gotcha.
So if he cross me and fuck over me, I don't give a fuck, but I'm gonna put your ass on the shelf and say, fuck you.
Right.
I done just lost my money because I'm no longer finna put no more money in you if
Right.
you cross me.
He gonna do
So
work
paperwork
with you on
don't.
the shelf.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, in that case,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna do
But
more
once
than that.
you've made it and you get crossed,
Yeah.
then you're like,
But
okay,
I'm
well,
a brand builder.
Just like Rocco and
Yeah.
Patches. He
Yeah.
like,
But that's if you
give my
get
cheese.
if you catch the shooting star, it's easier to play paperwork game.
Right,
If you
right.
catch the shooting star. Like with the whole Rocco and Future thing, Future shooting star. So it's easier for Rocco to go, oh, you
Right.
have something. But when you developing an artist, bro, most of these artists, they'll fuck over you and cross you and run backwards on you before they even make it. Because they thinking before they even get there, you can't tell
I
them
mean,
if
some
they ain't no
people are
motherfucking
just
star.
opportunists.
Yeah.
Well, that's half the industry. You
Yeah,
gotta,
that's
you gotta
more
be-
than half.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. It's hypothetical, and you're a producer, so I'm interested in hearing your answer. This hypothetical, so follow me on this, right? I say, yo, you can produce a record for anybody, right? But it can only be one record and one artist, right? Now, the artist could be dead or alive, any genre of music in any era. Who would you produce that record for? Who would you do a
Any
song with?
genre of music.
Any genre of
era.
music, any era, and any artist, dead or alive. Don't have to be hip hop, rap. Could be calypso, country.
I'm
reggae,
gonna just
whatever.
give you a quick answer off the top of my head. I'll say Prince in the
Prince?
80s.
Prince. You know what the number one answer is? Prince and Michael Jackson.
Really?
One record?
Yep.
You
Yeah,
out of
it's
here.
always-
That habit is
always-
going crazy.
Now I had a white boy
And-
once. He told me Elvis. I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
But if you back then, if you was making it happen, your producers didn't have that love back
Right.
then in that era.
Right? Now I love Mike J and Prince, but I just think Prince would give me something more like just different.
Right.
I like to look for
Right.
something authentic.
Now most producers they end up coming out with their own projects. Is that in the future for you? Like a whole compilation
Yeah.
album of just your
It's
production?
almost done.
Oh yeah. What we calling it? Was it got a name? We got a name to that?
I think right now it's Helluva Life, but it might change.
Woo! Hell of a guy, hell of a life, hell of a. I get it.
So one thing that I'm particularly proud of is I was always told that, man, you gotta leave. You gotta leave. You gotta go somewhere. You want a hit record, you gotta leave. This when nobody was getting on.
I disagree with you.
And I went to like Atlanta. My cousin, he believed in me, brought me there, and you know I just they was looking for all like Atlanta beats then, and everybody in Atlanta had the same type of beats, and I'm making these Detroit beats, and I'm like, man, I went back home. I prayed to God. I said, you know, I'm coming back home with nothing.
Right.
And before I could even get all the way moved back home, me and T Grizzly made First Day Out.
Right.
So I can brag and say I did it from home.
Right. The beautiful thing about leaving and having to leave and not leaving is we have this thing called the internet now. So now there's artists that have made it and become successful simply because of the internet. Before, you're right, you had to go to New York, you had to go to LA. You had to. You don't necessarily have to step foot in New York or LA. If you work the internet right, you work the social media,
exactly.
and you put
You
content
get
out.
those
It's a lot of
fans
people
from
blew up just off the fucking internet. You may not ever hear from them anymore, but they got hit
They
records.
get
now.
their shot, yeah.
They get their shot. What happened to, remember this guy Slim Jesus? I mean, what was his name? What was his name? It was Slim Jesus. What happened to that guy? But my point is, he got a quick bag.
Yeah.
And that was all because of the fucking internet.
They get that bag,
That-
yeah.
We would have never knew this guy if it wasn't for the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even Soulja Boy, another one. You know, he's always saying he's the first in this person, whatever. But the internet, if it wasn't for the internet, he was no way he would be.
Man, I heard Soulja Boy in the interview. What he was saying, he was making like what? What did he say? He
Video
said something
games.
crazy. No, he said he was making like in high school like a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, because he was the first one to
per show?
monetize YouTube videos.
I don't know. It was a
20
little
grand
cap
a show.
in that though, because I remember back in the day, my man had booked him like for like $1,500. I remember.
Right. Well, everybody starts somewhere. You got to make yourself bigger than.
No, for sure,
You know what I mean?
definitely. I done did what?
Right.
Got $100. Take this beat. You feel me?
Right.
We all got to start.
It's
somewhere.
like
glad
that,
you-
like
I'm glad
that.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, bro, if you was making what you just said you was making, you wouldn't have took that. You feel me?
Now, what's the process of someone getting a beat from you? Like, what do they have to do to get a beat from you?
I'll probably go through Instagram.
Instagram. So there's nobody you wouldn't work with. You would work with anybody if they got the money, or how does that work with you?
Like everybody like in Detroit pretty much got a shot with me.
Right.
Like if you cool people, and depending on how you act, you got a shot with me. Like you might not have, you might say, bro, I'm just working and I just got this, and I'm gonna take it at least once.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. That's dope. I remember a story that Zay told me to share before he met Young Dolph. He was saying Young Dolph hit him on the DM, once again, the internet. Probably never had any access to him, but he hit him on the DM. It was like, yo, I want to get some beats. He's talking business, like how much? He said usually if an artist ask him, I need a beat, come on when I blow up, he don't even acknowledge him. But when they say how much, he always answers them. Not even with the intentions of charging them. It's the fact that they will invest in it. They will invest in their career.
Like the relationship is different when you're willing to spend money, because that lets a person know that you and willing to invest in yourself.
Right, and a lot of artists don't understand that concept. They just want something for nothing, and with the promise of if I blow up, then I'll.
Nah, if I feel like I can tell the difference between somebody that's hungry and really on the grind and somebody who just want to play around. If you just want to play around, don't come to me.
Right.
I have my cousins and everybody calling me like, your little cousin rapping now, I think you need it. And I'll be like, what make you think you get to start at me?
Right.
Tell him to go get a beat off YouTube and go make some songs and get good first. And then come to me when you need me.
Now let's talk producer talk. What type of equipment you use to make beats?
Man, I'm FL all the way.
FL, Fruity Loops.
I live by it.
Right. Ninth Wonder used Fruity Loops.
I got like the Bible, then I got like FL.
Right.
And I started out on all analog stuff,
hardware,
all keyboards, all MPCs and all.
Right.
But that to me is like all in one. Like I can whip it out at the airport and make something that might end up on somebody's album that's gonna make me some real money.
Name me your top 5 producers of all
Top
time.
5.
Your top 5 producers.
That's a tough one. Prince.
Prince, okay.
Of course, Dr. Dre.
I was gonna say that's my number 1, by the way, Dr. Dre, and Premier. But go ahead.
DJ Quick.
DJ Quick.
This is in no order, right?
No order. Prince, Dr. Dre, DJ Quick.
London.
Okay.
I like that nigga London a lot.
Right.
And I gotta go, do we go Metro or we go whole 808
It's your. I said your top 5.
I'll say the whole 808
The whole 808
We gotta
Mafia?
use them as one.
Right. Now if you could work, if there's 5 artists you could work with that you haven't worked with, managing, got in their careers, who would that be?
From Detroit or from just
Anywhere.
5 artists, if my dream artist to work
Yeah, your
with?
dream collab. Who would you? Who?
Shit. Man, that's a tough
I like to
question.
talk stuff into existence. Because
Gucci would be one.
This could happen. This is why I'm putting this out here.
Gucci would be one.
Right.
Number 2, it would be Kodak Black.
Kodak Black. Okay.
Yeah, because I think I would have something to offer. I think Kodak had somebody around him who was solid.
I think he got too many yes men around him. Me personally, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So Kodak would be one. Because I think he has an endless level of potential. You know what I'm saying? He can do almost anything. Kendrick. Yeah, just because it's another, like, there's no limit, there's no cap to a Kendrick. That's 3.
That's 3.
2 more. Shit. Jay-Z was still rapping that.
Jay-Z still raps
Yeah,
though.
if he squeezed in there,
He's on another level.
Shit,
Talking about $3 million paintings,
yeah.
but you know,
And then,
$20 million paintings. Excuse me.
I
but,
think
you know.
my 5th one would probably be Meek Mills.
Meek Mill.
Yeah.
Why Meek?
Because that potential, man. I still believe that Meek hasn't even scratched the surface of what he could be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So probably be Meek.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm glad you mentioned Kodak, because that's an artist that I work with.
What was
closely.
it like? What was a session like with him? Or were y'all in the studio or y'all sitting in the files?
Kodak is cool because on the outside looking in, you would think like he's like just so wild and crazy, but he really like is very intelligent, very lyrical, and he just like if he really rock with you, he rock with you. He that type of person. So like when he was locked up, like the first time, like a lot of his artists, I was still like working with, giving them beats, Jack Boy,
Right.
a few other ones, and he respect that. When he got out, he fucked with me. You know what I'm saying?
Who was the most difficult person you had to work with? So you were like, I don't know about this. You ever had that situation?
Who was like that?
Or even want to speak on it?
Let me think about it. I'm gonna come back to that.
Right. All right. Well, if people want to follow you and get in touch with you, get beats from you, what have you, how can they do that?
You can just Helluva 313 on anything. Like you put in Helluva, I'm gonna come up. It was a producer named, another producer named Helluva, I think from Atlanta somewhere. I had to just knock him out the box.
How long you been
No, he
producing?
didn't change his name. Nah.
How long you been producing?
I'll probably say about 20 years.
20 years? Boom. What was your first placement?
My first placement.
Your first.
My first major placement.
Yeah.
First day out was it. That's what took me from here to here.
Right.
Period.
And after that was no looking back. Right.
Sure.
So if people want to get in touch with you and follow you, if they choose to do so, how can they do that?
Instagram, Doggy Nuts, DWC.
That's a hell of a name.
They took my page though. My page was Dawgface Calderon. They took my page because they said I was making inappropriate comments and you know how Donald Trump to fuck everything.
Yeah,
So everybody's sensitive now. You know what I mean? So it's
shit.
Doggy Nuts,
Doggy Nuts.
DWGYNUTS. Yeah, Doggy Nuts. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not.
Doggy Nuts, DM me. We talk business.
Right. All right. So before we get out of here, right, is there anything else y'all want to speak on or chop it up about that we didn't touch on?
Man, I would like to speak on like the younger generation, like as far as like all the beef. Like I think I wish that they could find a way to get around that. Like it's just so popular now. It's just beef and disrespect the dead and all that.
I call it genocide rap, but
I think we need to take it
You gotta
back a little
stop.
bit. We need to get away from that. Like the rappers who like really like started and got it popular like the Chicago rappers, like they was really like, you know, that's part of their culture, but it just done spilt on to like everybody else. And I
Right.
think y'all need to just stick to what y'all been doing.
right. I feel you.
Mm-hmm. Man, listen, just artists, be more respectful and be more humble. Be more conscious of what you're doing. The people who stood by you, the people who believed in you when you was a nothing piece of shit.
Why they gotta be a piece of shit?
You was a piece of shit.
Why it couldn't
I
just
bet
be
you.
nothing? He said a piece of shit. But all right.
The people, I mean, because it's a bunch of treachery. The music
Right.
business is cutthroat. I always say it's worse than the dope game, bro.
It is because half the people that was in the dope game is in the music.
Yeah,
business
but
now.
see, another thing is, so like in the music business, unlike the streets, there are no rules and regulations. You don't have to be solid.
Right.
Because if you're not solid, at least there'd be a consequence.
Right.
You could be a total piece of shit in the music business and have talent. You could be my man, and he could be a piece of shit artist. I'll think about fucking with him, even though I know he crossed you.
Right.
Well, in the street, if he crossed you for some, no, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
But motherfuckers will gravitate towards anything, man. So motherfuckers need to start with loyalty first. You ask the question, what do I look for?
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck if a nigga, if you can open your mouth, I believe I can turn you up. Right now, it's about, are you loyal? Are you willing to listen? And are you able to block out different things that may come and try to cause you straight right or left?
Right.
Different, and, you know, because motherfuckers, as soon as you start to get hot, when they think you get hot, here they come. Your uncle, sister, auntie, sister, cousin, brother, telling you hot, and you ain't went nowhere yet.
Right.
You hear me?
No, I've seen that movie too many times.
Yeah.
Man. So definitely, man. So yo, man, I appreciate y'all coming through or having me in your city, so to speak.
No doubt.
You know.
Oh, this your home. What are you talking about?
Hey, I appreciate it, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Check this out. Like always, when you see us, one knee us. That means pay respects. We out. Yeah.
10 men, 20 men, 30 men. I'm on something. 10 men, 20 men, 30 men. That do was something. 10 men, 20 men, 30 men. Yeah, drink 'em up.